Okay. You guys remember seeing my first reaction to the Natlan trailer, and I was excited. Uh, but keep in mind, I made you guys know that I just woke up. My brain wasn't fully, real yet. And since then, I have had many, many, many hours to really think and get my thoughts together and get thoughts of others and really see, you know, what's happening in this current climate in this whole Natlin issue. It's not drama; it's an issue. Even though yes, this is a video game and it's quote unquote not that deep. The fact that it's just a video game means that there shouldn't be things done to anger or annoy certain groups. Like if it was just a video game, you could just, research the culture and then show the characters properly. Cuz like I feel like when you have a game that is so global, it has such wide reach. I'm telling you, when I was still living in Nigeria, my Nigerian friends would be playing Genshin. It's not just a game that's limited to, European countries or America or all of these other countries. It's a really, really global game. I don't think they even understand just how popular this game is. And I, for one, was very outraged at the Sumeru incident. For some reason, people are saying that it wasn't this widespread, but I know that there was a lot of outrage during Sumeru because Swana and South Asian people were very, very upset, and rightfully so. They could have done so much better with Sumeru, with the character designs, with the culture, and with removing Dory from the freaking game. But we're not going to get too deep into that. But they do deserve their compensation. Now for this Natlin issue, it's just awful. If you are online or if you've ever been somebody that has advocated for representation in these games, you've usually seen the pushback from the community that says something along the lines of wait for Natlan if you want to get different skin colors in the game. Because everyone kind of just regarded Natlan as the place where melanin will be bountiful. It will be everywhere. Everyone will not look like a paper bag. There will be so many different kinds of skin colors because it was the general consensus that this was supposed to be the region that was based off of Africa. Like it had some African inspiration in it. And since I found out that Nana was going to be, that region, I've been excited. I disliked what they did in Timur. It was awful, really awful. But, I still held out hope that, okay, they messed up this place terribly. They are awful for it. But hopefully they don't mess up this one. Because this has been like, it's the final region that we will get that we can even expect any sort of skin representation. Because if you go to Snezhnaya, it's based off, I think, Russia. And look, I'm not stupid. They're not going to have any darker skinned characters in Russia. We can't expect them to, like we would expect them to have those kinds of characters from somewhere like, Latin America, and Africa. For some reason, they have decided to add Africa into the game. And as your favorite Nigerian, I'm super glued to my screen to see how are they going to, how are they going to show African cultures in this game. And the travesty that is Ororon, absolutely horrific and horrendous, because not only am I Nigerian, I'm also Yoruba. So it's actually my issue now, even though it's kind of, I'm just being dramatic, but it boggles me because I feel like if you want to draw from any sort of culture, any sort of person, any sort of background that is not your own, you can always just do your research. I feel like they may have, maybe Googled one or two things and, taken parts, removed some parts, but they really, really just are allergic to showing the people. They'll take everything, the food, the clothes, the music, but the people just don't get that. And for some reason, it's because, dark skinned characters don't sell well, which is not true. Before Daya released, she was one of the most hyped up characters, not just because she had a really cool outfit and she had a really great story, but also because she had a bit of a tan. And the players, we have been starved for non-pasty characters. And Dea, Sino, they were these people. And when they released, it wasn't great because, not because of anything, but because of their kits. So the issue was, even if they do make darker skinned characters, which they haven't, there is no single dark skinned character in the game. No, not Kaya, not Xinyan. Even if they do make these characters, we still have the worry and the issue, the problem of them getting better kits as well. And it's like there's just so many things to complain about and voice concern about when it comes to Hoyoverse and minority cultures, specifically minority cultures that have people with darker skin in them, because they can do every other culture with pale people in them right. They can do them justice, kind of, but they would never butcher it the way that they've done these cultures, because Natlan has so many cultures in it, like so many Maori people, Polynesian people, West Africa for some reason, and it's like with Sumeru, sorry, no, with Monster, it's Germany, Inazuma is Japan, Liwa is China. It's like these are places where okay, this is the culture that they're trying to represent here. I can pinpoint and say this is it. But anyways, I don't want to rant or yap for too long. I just wanted to say my own honest thoughts. I'm obviously really, really disgusted by the whole Oraron situation. He's supposed to be called Olorun. That's the correct pronunciation of his name anyways. And his name was misspelled in the English version. For some reason, the other versions, when you translate them, they translate to Olorun. But in the English version, it's Oraron. And they put some white man there with this Nigerian name, like for the Nigerian word for God. And that's who you're trying to use with the name. It's kind of funny, but it's also not funny. And obviously, I've signed the petition. I'm going to have the petition in the pinned comments as well. You should do so if you care. But if you don't care, that's fine. Just don't tell me about it. I don't want to hear it. And I know there are probably some other, Africans or affected groups that don't care about the situation. And to that, I say, more grease to your elbow. I'm so happy for you, but don't tell me because I don't want to hear it. I do care. This is one of my favorite games of all time. I've been playing it since 1.5. I have been religious, even spent some money here and there. Like, I am a big, big fan of Hoyo. Like, Hoyo games, Honkai Impact, Honkai Star Rail, Genshin, ZZZ. I haven't really gotten into it, but I am one of their diehard fans. I'm not just a random person who wants to talk trash about the game. That's not it. I don't. I wish that if they had done this correctly. No, I wish they had done this correctly, because they have nothing to lose by properly representing a culture. If they did that and, they have the characters with darker skin and those characters didn't sell well, then they could say, okay, we're not doing this ever again. But they don't even try. They don't even put out a character that is dark enough. Because every other character in the game is so light, the smallest hint of pigment is suddenly considered, a win, or extremely dark. And it's like, that's just not it. When you actually go outside and you see different people with actual dark skin, you will realize that there's none of that in the game. And we're not even asking for all the Natlan characters to suddenly just be darker skinned, because that's not great either. We're asking for, and I know you heard this word before, diversity. Diversity means different kinds of things. So for Natlan, it would be pale, brown, dark skinned, medium skinned, olive, different. Not just maybe one or two characters that they up the saturation a little bit, and the darker character is now and all the dark skin is just reserved for the enemies. I'm not even going to get into the whole enemy conversation. We had the same conversation in Sumeru, and it's proof that they can make darker skin characters. They just don't want to, and man, I have so many thoughts on this situation, and I've spoken so much about it already on stream and stuff, but it's just saddening. They could have, I don't know. I just feel like even if they wanted to do, I'm taking inspiration from the real world, they could have just left these cultures alone, because if you don't know how to do it right, just don't do it at all. And yet, yes, this is a fictional game. Tevat is Tevat. Don't really care. They have taken inspiration from the real world. You can't tell me that you go to Inazuma and you will be like, oh, I can't tell what this culture is supposed to be referencing in the real world because this is just Tevat. Like, please. They have even said this in their wikis and stuff, that these cultures are supposed to be taking inspiration from real life. And you have to really think and wonder, why would they decide to take from these specific cultures, Africa, Latin America, and only put pasty people? It's not even just brown skin. Like, even if it was just brown skin, I think I would be fine with that. But it's these characters, you can't even tell that they're supposed to be from Natlan. They look like Flantanians and, Zuma. Like, it just, come on. This was the shot. This was their opportunity to right all the wrongs, kind of. That's not a really good way to say it. But this was the opportunity to show the world that they're not a colorist company, that they can add characters that have different skin colors and different skin tones, and they can do culture right. And they didn't do that. And I'm still holding out hope. I shouldn't, but I'm still holding out hope. And I'm still going to protest in my own way, which is not spending any money, which is, I don't know, it's good. Like, I'm saving money and I can use it on other things, and I don't have to spend it on a game that is spitting in my face, telling me that they like my culture, but they don't like me because for some reason I'm ugly and disgusting. And if they put someone that looks at me in their game, they would lose $700 million, which is not true. People will pull regardless. So, and even if they don't pull, you can just put the character in the chronicled banner at the end of the day. But the character exists for those that want it. I can't really wrap my head around this. And I wanted to put this video out so that no one thinks that, oh, because I was excited at the Natlan trailer, that I'm fine with everything. No, I'm very, very, very not fine with everything that's happened. And yeah, I'm going F2P. If you care about this, you should probably try going F2P as well. The last I will be playing Genshin, at least, is going to be later today, where I pull for Navia. But I've already saved up so many gems, so it's not like I'm spending money. Pulling for Navia, getting her on my account, and then it's a snooze fest until they show me that they actually value the characters that that they value other people's cultures that they are profiting off of. Thank you so much for listening. Please be respectful in the comments, or I will be very sad. Whatever. I'll see you guys next time.